Hey guys, I'm Rob.
I'm AG.
We want to introduce ourselves. We're going to start a YouTube channel, like every other sailing channel that's out there. I was born in Berlin. I was in the Navy for 20 years as a P3 air crewman. I recently retired about 2 years ago. Went to school for a little bit. I've always had the dream of buying a boat, and here we are sitting on our boat. In later episodes, I'm sure we'll dive a little deeper into our history and stuff like that if anybody cares. But for right now, just a quick introduction of who we are.
I'm from Brazil. I have been in the U.S. since 2003. I first went to Utah, was there until 2016, and then decided to come to warm weather. So I moved to Hawaii. First, I went to Maui and then Oahu. Me and Rob met about 3 years ago, and here we are.
Here we are. And where are we? What are we doing?
Yes, we're in San Diego.
We're in San Diego, and what are we doing? We decided to buy a boat and sail around the world. As easy as that sounds. This was a dream of mine for the past 15 years or so. It got put on the back shelf for a long time. And recently, during the coronavirus, we started watching some YouTube videos. I started talking to AG about learning how to sail. First, it started with made me get a little boat. At first, it started with a 10-year plan.
True.
It started with the coronavirus, and I said, I've always wanted to sail around the world. What do you think about in 10 years if we buy a boat and we sail around the world? And then what did you say to me?
I said, well, talk to me in 10 years.
Talk to me in 10 years. So that boiled down to 5 years. Well, what if we do it in 5 years? And then we started looking and we started researching and we started crunching numbers and moving things around, and 5 years became 2 years, and 2 years became 1 year, and before we knew it, we were looking at boats. We were looking at boats in Honolulu. We were looking at boats on Yacht World, just like everybody else cruises boats on Yacht World. We looked at a boat in Honolulu. We looked at other boats. But this all started during the pandemic, and it all started with some YouTube videos and things like that, and we started moving things around, and here we are 1 year later, sitting on a boat.
So when it all started? Well, it started with us getting organized and selling all of our stuff. We used Facebook Marketplace, which was very successful. Then I did a trip to Brazil for a month and a half to spend a long time with my parents, and before we started everything. So as soon as I came back, we finished selling everything, and we left Hawaii on January 31st, and we went to Rob's parents' house in North Carolina. We didn't know how long it was gonna take for us to find the perfect boat for us. So we packed our bags and got rid of everything, left a truck in Hawaii and some boxes at a friend's house. So by the time we got to his parents' house, we started to go online and really seriously search for a boat.
We got in touch with a broker.
Yeah, we were in contact with Gailey from Atomic Tuna Yachts. And she was just amazing. She did all she could to find something on our criteria.
Price range,
yes,
everything, yeah.
Yeah. And finally she found something that we were interested, and we decided to fly to San Francisco to see it. And we did a Facebook video before then. And that's what gave us the okay to, come and see it.
We did a full walkthrough.
Full walkthrough
Via the internet.
Yep. And so we saw that it was a good boat worth coming all the way to look at it, and that's what we did. Um, and then what happened next?
And then we waited. And then we waited for paperwork.
Yeah.
And while we were waiting for paperwork, we went out to Salt Lake City
Yeah.
to visit friends. And we spent a couple more weeks in Salt Lake City as we made our way west. And then we finalized everything. We finalized the purchase. We did all the paperwork back and forth over the internet. And we flew out to San Francisco and we stayed in an Airbnb for 2 days. And we drove to the marina and we did an offshore delivery and took possession of the boat. We bought the boat. The boat was berthed in Sausalito. We didn't really want to stay in Sausalito, so Gailey actually found us a slip, temporary slip in Emery Cove Marina. And we went, well, we didn't get into Emery Cove the first day. I don't know if we have any video on that. I don't think we have video.
I don't think so.
An incredibly long day that we found the mud in San Francisco quite a few times. This is a pretty deep draft vessel. Then we were in Emery Cove for close to a month. We had a lot of boat projects that we wanted to complete. The boat is sound, but it was never a liveaboard and it was never a cruiser. It was a pretty much a racing sailboat that we turned into a cruising boat. From there, we left San Francisco, head out the gate and take a left, and not to return. We went to Half Moon Bay. We anchored up in Half Moon Bay. From Half Moon Bay, we sailed down to Santa Cruz. Spent a night in Santa Cruz. From Santa Cruz, we went across Monterey Bay down to Monterey. We spent a couple of days in Monterey, got a slip. Walked around Monterey. From Monterey, we were looking forward to some sunshine. So we made the long push down to Coho Anchorage, which is
long one.
That was a 170 mile, I think about 26, 30 hour sail. We got into Coho and it was like a light switch. You could see the sunshine. You could see the change in California, Southern California, absolutely beautiful. From Coho, we went to Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Anchored in Santa Barbara. From Santa Barbara, we went out to Santa Cruz Island. Santa Cruz Island, spent a couple of days, rode out a gale and a small craft warning on anchor. We dragged our anchor, had to re-anchor in a gale. All good adventures. From Santa Cruz, we went to Channel Islands. Got a slip for 2-3 days in Channel Islands. Reprovisioned. Got everything we need. Went to Catalina for close to 11, 12, 13 days.
Yeah.
Spent 2 days on a mooring in Avalon. Walked around Avalon. Really, really fun little beachy, resorty, touristy town. The moorings are insane. the how close they are is absolutely insane. From Catalina, we came down to San Diego. We're spending 2 weeks in San Diego, where we're at right now. We have some projects that we are doing again. We are installing a second electronic bilge that will bring us up to a total of 4 bilge pumps. We are installing Predict Wind with the Iridium Go so that we have satellite communication so that we can get weather on our passage. And we are going to do our best to install some solar, because we're on a timeline, to augment our power consumption on the passage so that we don't have to run our engine as much to charge batteries.
So why are we going to Hawaii? Well, Hawaii is home for us. Rob has lived there for 20 years or so. He has two beautiful daughters that are still there, and we want to spend some time with. And we have our boxes, we have a truck. So Hawaii is home for us, and that's why we're doing the push to get there as soon as possible. And we should be leaving here in about 2 weeks, a little bit less than that. And the plan is to spend some time in Oahu and sail the Hawaiian Islands, eventually go to Tahiti for a season and come back to Hawaii to begin our journey around the world. So,
Yeah.
we're trying to document it. We're not good at it. We're trying to learn as we go, and we'll do our best to show what it's like to live on a sailboat and
Cruise.
cruise.
Cruise. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there, a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of really good cruisers that are putting out some really good content, and we'd like to join them. We'd like to show what we're doing and how we're doing it and where we're at, and all the types of things that we can do on a boat. What are we on? We're on a 2000 Beneteau 47.7. It's a big boat. It's a big boat for two people. She's a fast boat though. She's a fast boat. We had a lot of criteria going into this, and we really stuck down to the Beneteaus and the Jeanneaus that were within our price range. Production boats, and anybody can have the discussion of production boats versus custom built boats and things like that. But you go to the sea with the boat that you have, not the boat that you want. It's a 2-cabin with an extra overflow cabin, 2 heads. We have autopilot. We have water maker. She's a deep draft vessel. We draw 9.2, which will limit us in some areas, but offshore she's stable. She's heavy. She's almost 11 tons, but she sails like a dinghy. She sails like she really sails nice. Really fun, fast boat, especially once you get the wind behind the beam. She likes to go. We have 3 spinnakers. I think we have 4 spinnakers. We'll see. We'll see. The mainsail and the jib are a little tired. We have an extra jib. We do not have an extra mainsail. We have a complement of storm sails also.
Well, overall, it's a fast boat. It's very comfortable. It has a lot of storage, and we couldn't ask for better to start our adventure.
We have room to grow, too. We have room to grow. We have room for friends and family to come cruise with us, which is going to be really fun. I hope you guys join us on this adventure. We're going to try to put out some YouTube videos. We don't really necessarily have a timeline for putting them out. If there's anything you guys want to see, let us know. We'll do our best to record him. But yeah, we have our own style. We have our own personality.
Until next time.
No, there you go.